toys. Like nothing else, toys capture the wonder of childhood. With them, we can journey through a child's imagination and perhaps rediscover our own sense of wonder.
Wouldn't it be funny if we could stay there forevermore? Toyland, Toyland, wonderful girl and boyland. Once you leave its borders, you can never return again.
Toys reflect the times in which they were created. From horseless carriages to spaceships, their enchantment remains unchanged. The Museum of Childhood in Bethnal Green, London, displays an unparalleled collection of antique toys, dolls, and games. For the children who come to visit, the appeal of these treasures is as fresh as when they were first unwrapped by their great-grandparents 100 Christmases ago. Children are fascinated by miniatures, created with a loving attention to detail, whether toy soldiers or circus stars. Meet Monsieur Leotard, the great French trapeze artist. He's 150 years old, but he's still pretty active for his age. His secret? Sand pours through concealed channels in the back of the box. The crown jewels of the Bethnal Green collections are its doll houses. The Tate Baby House was built in 1760 and was designed as a toy, but not for children. For 70 years, wealthy ladies furnished and fretted over this miniature residence to make it as elegant as their own. A tiny mirror of a world gone by, doll houses enable scholars to study the fabrics and furnishings of an earlier era. Needless to say, for children, an outing here is a sheer delight. But if you're like I am and you love to return to the feelings of childhood, take a stroll through Bethnal Green Museum some rainy afternoon. It'll remind you of how good it felt to be a child. In New York City, rivaling the other elegant shops along Fifth Avenue, is FAO Schwarz, the Tiffany of toy stores. This store has become famous, selling an overwhelming variety of some of the world's most expensive toys. And the children whose parents can't afford to splurge, they come here simply to explore and dream. Toys range from a simple battery-run police car to a gas-powered mini Corvette with a $1,000 sticker price. Dolls in international costumes entice young customers who come from as many nations. Other dolls with snob appeal dress for dinner. Their birth certificates prove their lineage, and the price tag guarantees a good home. The giant stuffed animals on display could fill a good-sized zoo. The animals are gentle, but the prices are fierce. Teddy bears have a special mystique, prized by adult collectors as well as children, and this store boasts one of the world's most extravagant assortment of the furry collectibles. And for the child who can afford designer jeans, this rare bear, believe it or not, made of genuine mink. A man who would probably not consider such a purchase outrageous is Peter Bull, one of the world's leading experts on teddy bears. This 70-year-old actor and author enjoys sharing his passion for teddies with the only audience that could possibly love them more than he does.
He's called Bully Bear. He's very, very naughty. But he did carry the train at the royal wedding because the bridesmaid didn't turn up. Now, this one was called Aloysius. And he's a very, very famous bear. He's 74 years old. And he starred in Brideshead Revisited. Now, would you like to see the smallest teddy bear in the whole of the world? see if I can find him. He may not be at home, because he may be having lunch. He eats one Rice Krispie for lunch. And here he is, the smallest teddy bear in the whole of the world. Do you see him? Do you see him? Ever seen anything smaller? It all started in 1902, when a cartoonist in the Washington Post did a drawing of President Roosevelt, who was refusing to shoot a little bear which was coming out of a clearing. And out of this incident, the whole Dottie mystique started. A toy maker in Brooklyn did a model of this bear and sold it very quickly. He did hundreds of models, and then he wrote to Roosevelt and said, look, can I use the word Teddy to advertise my bears? And Roosevelt said yes. And so it began. And it's been the most popular toy for the last 80 years. Nothing's beaten it. Dolls, they're really no good because they're always thinking out what they're going to wear next day. Now, teddies are totally different. They have something very special. To begin with, they're the most marvelous listeners. And you can tell the teddy the most secret things. When the parents are busy, Teddy will listen to whether you had a good day or a bad day. He'll cry with you, he'll laugh with you. They've been through wars. They've comforted soldiers. Battle of Britain pilots took them up in the air. They've survived earthquakes. They've climbed the Matterhorn. They've beaten every speed record on land and sea. And they've even saved children's lives. The interest in teddies is ever growing, and more bear lovers are coming out of their closets. There's no end to it. I think in the long run, teddies may very easily take over the world. And a jolly good thing it'll be, too, I think, don't you?
And if teddy bears did rule the world, believe it or not, that enchanted world of childhood fantasy can be found here, captured by Ray and Charles Eames in their classic masterpiece, Toccata for Toy Trains. The attraction of toys is irresistible. Perhaps it's because they were our closest childhood companions. They are priceless because we love them.
In the world of Robert L. Ripley, objects are not always what they appear.